This is the video blog for the Real Football Factories. It's a documentary presented by Danny Dyer, the actor, where he travels around the world to the most well-known countries for football hooliganism. The countries he travels to are Turkey, Argentina, Italy, Croatia, Serbia, Brazil, Poland and Russia. And from the start of the documentary, you think it's bad, but every country he seems to go to, it gets worse and worse. And it just shows you all the different levels of hooliganism and how far it can actually stretch to, from fighting to using guns in Brazil. What did I expect from the movie? I knew a fair bit about hooliganism in football from the English side, which has died down at the moment. It's not as bad as it used to be, like in the 70s and 80s. I thought it'd be just fighting and maybe in stadiums, just rival fans against each other, or maybe out into the streets with just a few fit fights. But I never thought it'd get to the extent of when he travels to Brazil. There's a team called Palmeiras, where they go to a friendly game which has absolutely no importance against a lower team, I think in third division. And on the way back from the trip, they have a police escort and they get shot at. So I wasn't expecting that level of violence and how extreme it could go. But yeah, what did I like about the movie? I like the fact that Danny, when he was doing the hooliganisms in every country, he saw both sides of the story. He'd go to a derby game, and he'd go, like in Russia, he goes to Spartak Moscow, and then he goes to CSK Moscow, so he gets both sides of the story from both sets of fans. So I enjoyed that, and how he actually went into the stadiums, into the match, and actually got to witness it firsthand himself. So I thought it was very well shot, that you could actually see with your own eyes what was going on in the stadiums at the time. So I really enjoyed that. What I didn't like about is how far they actually went, the hooligans themselves. In one part of the film, there's a bunch of fans called the Gravediggers, where one of the fans actually rapes a rival fan. So it wasn't exactly the nicest thing to watch or hear about. And the other thing I don't really like about the movie is the person who does it himself, Danny Dyer. I don't think anyone likes Danny Dyer. So yeah, if it was hosted by someone else, it would have been better, maybe by a footballer or someone that experienced it themselves before. It'd be nice. I didn't enjoy him. What did I learn about hooliganism? I said it there before. The extent it can go to and the level of violence, and also in some of the countries, the hooliganisms have so much power that they basically decide what goes on for the club. If they're not allowed into the stadium, they'll boycott and they won't go and they'll cause violence, and that they just have a control over their team. And even I think Serbia and Croatia, during the war, one of the bloodiest wars in recent history, how football actually played a part in that and how symbolic it was, where one of the players hit one of the fans, and at the time it was a symbol of Croatia against Serbia, and who got the upper hand. So that's I didn't think it would go that far of how it can influence politics, people's opinion, and as my opinion changed, it's slightly, I'd say. It's just I've a better knowledge now and a better understanding of hooliganism and the background of why people do it, and certain people had reason, because you had like Leeds there in Galatasaray, and why people are still angry and they don't like the British, and if the incident also with Liverpool when people died, and these fans and countries will never forget. So I did know a bit, but it's just I know a small little bit more, I suppose. So that's my review on the Real Football Factory.